Greetings, Attorney Cheshire DeBrosse from Munitions Law Group, munitionsgroup.com, coming to you from Columbus, Ohio, offices in Louisville as well as Atlanta, Georgia. I apologize to my viewers, I haven't been on the air in a while. We do have things on the calendar. We are going to get to your questions, but we've been exceptionally busy since the presidential changeover, if you will, after the election. And that's really why I'm coming to you today. I'm coming to you on behalf of Munitions Group, beseeching that we as a gun community stand up at this moment in our country's history, unite and defend our liberties. President Biden recently came out with proposed executive orders regarding gun control. And I've taken this right from the White House's website so I don't misstate exactly what the president has announced. Number one, the Justice Department within 30 days will issue a proposed rule to help stop the proliferation of ghost guns. These are commonly referred to as receiver blanks, or maybe 80% receivers in the community. I'm not exactly sure what the president means by help stop the proliferation of. I don't know what they intend to do, but we can definitely see challenges ahead if you're involved in that part or segment of our industry. Number two, the Justice Department within 60 days will issue a proposed rule to make clear when a device marketed as a stabilizing brace effectively turns a pistol into a short-barreled rifle, subject to the National Firearms Act. Again, he doesn't say he's going to ban braces, but what he says is he's going to have the ATF issue a rule that makes it clear when putting a brace on an AR-style pistol makes it into a short-barreled rifle. As many of you may already know, prior to Biden taking office, there was a proposed rule that was leaked or released. I don't know exactly the proper terminology, but it was put out into the public through ATF that laid out that analysis. And if it's the same rule, which I suspect it will be, it's going to be a very gray, nebulous. The onus is on the user to determine when they put the brace on if it becomes an SBR based on one or more several bad facts that the ATF has identified. Again, not really clear on exactly what the president is going to pursue with that, but it will impact a huge segment of the industry that deals with the arm braces and the stabilizing feature for those that have medical disabilities or have war injuries and they want to come back home and still shoot these firearms, and they use the brace to assist them in doing so. So just be aware that that is on the horizon. Number three, the Justice Department within 6 days will publish model red flag legislation for states. This is largely a states' rights issue. The states have authority to generally pass these types of laws. The states enforce them. The governor of my home state in Ohio, Governor DeWine, a Republican, has hugely supported this. We've fought here in the state of Ohio and been able to avoid that, but there is a huge movement for that. Personally, my biggest concern with red flag laws is the lack of due process. Someone says you're a threat to them or other people, or an emergency exists that involves you and they're concerned about your welfare or other people's welfare because of your ownership of guns. Law enforcement can take those guns without a hearing, without due process, at least for a short amount of time until a full hearing can be had. And who knows what will happen to the guns during that time. Our office has tried to address this through creative trust drafting. So if anybody out there has any questions on that, feel free to give us a call, of course. And then number four, and what I would consider the most concerning, is the president will nominate David Chipman to serve as director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. David Chipman being a well-known gun control advocate. This is very concerning, in my opinion. So why am I coming to you today? Why is Munitions Group here talking about this? When we normally just answer legal questions. Well, Biden has said when he announced this is just the beginning. So we must take him at his word that more is coming, and they're going to continue to whittle away at that liberty that we so dearly love and we enshrine. I ask that the gun community come together and defend this liberty, as we must do so. The most alarming, as I said, is the suggested appointment of Mr. Chipman, a huge gun control advocate, to director of ATF. We at Munitions Group don't believe he'll actually become the director, but we do believe there's a strong likelihood that he'll be the acting director. Why does that matter? Well, he could fundamentally change how the ATF operates. He could fundamentally change the day-to-day compliance measures that ATF takes and how they interact with people in this industry. Whereas they may have been more lenient in the past, they may have a sharper pen. So it's really important that you, the industry, has your compliance programs in place, that you've dusted those off, you looked at them, you refreshed them, and you need to make sure, of course, that everything's by the book, T's are crossed, I's are dotted. Additionally, there's a larger issue that is out there that a lot of people maybe have not talked about or even heard of. ATF has broad discretion when it comes to the importation of firearms under what we call the sporting purposes analysis. Look, at the end of the day, if ATF wanted to further restrict the importation of certain firearms, they may and very well likely will do so. So there's a lot of issues that do exist with where the ATF's being driven by the current administration. We must take note, we must be cognizant of this, and we must be on alert. Keep yourselves ready, keep your powder dry, and as always, be safe out there and carry on. Thank you.